Hi there, I'm Jennifer Goodman with the Austin Modern Home Tour, and I am here today with Daniel Reeves of Verde Builders Custom Homes. Daniel, we are really excited about the Garden Street home.
Thank you. You know, we're honored to have the chance to participate in the tour again, and you know, had a really amazing tour last year, and got to meet a lot of wonderful people, and you know, we're thrilled to have the opportunity to do it again this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, and we're thrilled to have you back. It is the 10-year anniversary, and we're just overall excited about the types of homes that we have coming in this year. So people are in for a real treat. We're celebrating this year. So thank you for entering the Garden Street House as part of this, and as being a sponsor as well. So thank you.
And we appreciate that. We appreciate the opportunity.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Garden Street House?
Well, so it's a really neat home, and you know, we were thrilled to have the opportunity to do it. You know, our clients over there saw our house on 13th Street and wanted to do something similar, but you know, kind of add their own flair to it, and so. We helped them find the land and design the home and build it, and you know, it's a really neat home. It's got, you know, some amazing features and some unique things about it that you know, we thought were nice. You know, it's just neat. It seems like that you know, that house is laid out in a way that when you walk through it, there are a lot of windows, and you can see you know, it's surrounded by foliage. You know, it's kind of like you're in a tree house, and so it's a neat deal.
Yeah, and I'm sure the neighborhood appreciates you coming in after what was there before.
Yeah, so the home that was there was in really bad shape, and you know, had some pretty interesting people living there. You know, fortunately, we were able to get permission from historic to tear it down and rebuild. And so a couple of neighbors tell us, you know, how much they appreciated us cleaning it up and cleaning the side up and building a nice home there.
I think in some ways there's almost like a common misperception that builders are coming in and taking advantage, and they only have themselves sort of in line. And really what's happening now, and which you've seen numerous times, I mean, you're building 30 some odd houses right now, so you see it all the time, is that when you come in and you clean these lots up and you start to build, it has a greater impact on the entire neighborhood.
It does. It's amazing. You know, when we move in and start building a house, you know, the whole neighborhood just kind of will follow right along. You know, somebody will repaint their house, somebody else will rebuild the fence out front, another neighbor will re-landscape. You know, it really just kind of has a chain reaction effect, and you know, it improves everything around.
So let's talk. You're doing more and more custom homes, it would seem.
Yes.
Versus spec. Yes. And when you think about custom homes, and you think about modern in the evolution of what we have seen, because a big part of it is a 10-year tour, so we're really reflective at this point. Mm-hmm. So looking back from when you started and then to today and what you're building, what is that evolution that you're seeing in modern homes? We're
seeing a lot of homes that, you know, fit more with the way people live their lives, or you know, and a lot of things, a lot of what we're doing is you know, I would call it like a warm modern. You know, it's a modern home, but with you know, natural stone and natural wood, and kind of getting away from a totally sterile kind of environment, but just a clean, you know, comfortable, warm kind of feel to them. And these houses seem to live well, you know.
Well, and that's always been your thing, the warmer wood tones and your wine cellars.
This house has a really unique wine room, and it you know, has some really tall glass walls, and it's a really nice showcase, and we're proud of it for sure.
That's great. Now, is that something that you were doing for the owners? Is that something that's important to them?
Yeah, they definitely wanted a wine room, and you know, there's some really neat features in this house. I mean, it has a big open kitchen, living, dining room with some really tall ceilings, and all that flows out to an outdoor area, outdoor kitchen and pool, and you know, it all just kind of, because we have a big glass wall that opens, it all just kind of feels like one space. And so it's got a lot of nice outdoor spaces and upper level decks, and you know, we've done some really nice bathrooms in there. These are just really neat stuff.
The design element of the house as it relates to siting, and it's so important in Austin, we know, with all of the sun that we get here and all of those other things. Are there any specific advantages you found with this house and the way you sited it?
It's an interesting scenario. The only kind of wood that holds up well on the outside of the house costs more than masonry, but we've used some of that. We've used some moss ronduba, which is an exotic that will stand up over a long period of time in the sun, in direct sunlight.
Where's that from?
Brazil, I think is where it's like it's also called bullet wood. I mean, it's one of the hardest woods out there, and it's phenomenal. Some of these, some of those exotic woods like that won't hardly burn. They won't rot. They don't float. I mean, it's not really like wood, but it's just really unique.
Well, with our climate, it's. I mean, we're not only fighting to keep the inside cool, 10 months a year,
right?
But when it rains, it crazy rains here, and
right, exactly.
And when the sun is out, it's out and blazing. So to find something like that, like a Brazilian hardwood, and being willing to pay, again, as a custom home, that is a great effect. It's a joy that you're taking that on, because houses so often are costing more money as we have to constantly go out and repair, whether it's a stucco or a paint or wood rot. I mean, it just continues and goes on and on.
And that's a really important point. One of the design dynamics that we have always tried to follow through all the homes that we've built is we want to. One of our goals is to build homes that look good for a long period of time, and sometimes that means the material selections or the orientation of the house or everything we do. We just in a perfect world for us, if we come back to a house 5-10 years later, I mean, it should still look pretty much the same as the day it was built and not be showing a lot of signs of wear. And I think with some of the things we've done here with the stucco and the exotic woods and stuff, I think that house is going to hold up real well for a long period of time.
That's great. And what about efficiencies inside the home? Given, the mechanicals now are just so advanced.
It's amazing, and you probably heard this data that most of the homes built today are twice as efficient as the ones that were 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But it's just some simple things. A spray foam insulation is phenomenal compared to just standard insulation. In its ability to keep a house warm and cool. And we also, every window we've ever installed is Energy Star rated for this part of Texas. That's a big thing too. So we've got the foam, great windows and doors. That saves a lot.
Those are your big gaps for sure.
Yeah. Natural gas also is a big key. All these systems. We've found that there's 4 or 5 big major energy hogs in the house, like your range, hot water heater, furnace, and your clothes dryer. And if all of those are running off natural gas, then that sure does reduce somebody's monthly cost of ownership. So, looking ahead 10 years, what's your vision for the modern home? Where are we going with that? Net zero, green, eco-friendly. The thing that I see, those seem to be gone, right? I think that ultimately homes will get more and more inexpensive to operate. And I think that's the key. And I think that what you're probably going to see over a long period of time is the HERS rating being something that people know a lot more about and ask more about. I think it'll evolve to a point where everybody will want to know what the HERS rating is on a house, kind of like in the same manner you would the miles per gallon on a car. Right. And I think that'll help the average owner understand the cost of ownership. Well, you know what? For people who are tuning in, maybe you could tell us a little bit about that. Well, it's just the most comprehensive rating system, and it takes into consideration everything from your windows to even light bulbs. If you think about it, if you have 100 light bulbs in a house and that are if you have incandescent bulbs and they're 180 degrees, then you've got all these bulbs working against the AC system, in the summertime, then that can impact the energy efficiency of the house, even that kind of a detail. I would imagine. So HERS rating system, takes into consideration all that, and, at the end of the day, you can, the average person can understand a little bit more about what their house is going to cost to own. And really, so it's about having an energy efficient home, a healthier home, and at the end of the day, keeping money in the pockets of the people who are living there. Sure, absolutely. If you come home, as I see it, if you come home to your house and it's a nice home and you enjoy living there, then there's some joy in writing that mortgage payment. But when you get your electric bill, it's kind of not the same. That money's just gone. Right. And so having a really energy efficient home means that you can get more of what you want.
So I guess if you had to pick one thing about the Garden Street house, Daniel, what would be your favorite thing about this house?
I would say probably the kitchen. There's some really nice, it's a really nice layout, and it's great for entertaining, and we've got some really nice appliances in there, and it's just a layout that we love. A big center island, and it's got a very nice range, and we did a downdraft vent system, which is hard to do because it's just hard to make a downdraft work. It's the dynamics of everything rising just is hard to make that work. But this is all.
And have to be quiet, right?
Yeah. Well, listen to this. So the unique thing about this is the motor for this downdraft is located out around by the pool equipment. So basically, you can hear the sound of the air moving, and it's huge. It's like a 1600 CFM motor. We've got an 8-inch pipe, and it's piped all the way around the back by the pool equipment, so you can't see the motor and you can't hear it running. So it's a really cool, unique thing.
That's a lot of thought.
So, yeah.
Daniel, tell us a little bit about Verde Builders and the custom homes that you're building right now, because you've got a great story.
Yeah. So, I grew up building custom homes. Our family was in high-end residential, and then I came here to Austin and started doing it, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's really a lot of people come to us with dreams and ideas, and it's kind of about the legacy that they want to build, and we take into consideration things about their lifestyle and the aspects that they want to enjoy in their home, and help them just put together a house that makes sense for the way they live. And so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, when you started, you weren't doing nearly as many custom homes as you are right now.
Yeah, so we started out building spec houses mostly here close to the east side and downtown, and over a period of time, people just saw more and more of the quality type work we were doing, and have hired us, to do a lot of customs. It's a wonderful opportunity, and we really enjoy it.
Yeah, and you take the house as a whole really to heart. So the elements that you bring to a homeowner for a custom home, what are some of the favorite things that you like to do at Verde Builders? Well,
we really just take into consideration the things in homes that people use the most, and usually it's kitchens, bathrooms, outdoor living spaces, living areas. When you look at your home and the areas that you use every day, those are really where most of your emphasis needs to be on those life spaces. It's exciting to help figure out just exactly what someone's needs are, and then help them design a home that best fits their needs.
Yeah, well, we're thankful that you're doing it, because you are bringing up so many neighborhoods and really putting a dent, if you will, in some tired neighborhoods, and really bringing things up when you
totally.
So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. It's a joy to come into some of these into some of these neighborhoods that are in a super location, but they're for us, when we take down an old worn out structure and clean up all the trash around the lot, we just feel like we give this land new hope and new life and a future, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for the Garden Street entry in the 10th anniversary Modern Home Tour. We're thrilled to have you on board.
Awesome. Well, we hope everybody will come and enjoy it, and hopefully we'll get some new ideas.
All right. Well, I'm Jennifer Goodman with Austin Modern Home Tour, and I am here with Daniel Reeves of Verde Builder Custom Homes. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at the Modern Home Tour.